Hello and welcome to Roving Report, a program that gives you an overview of the developments in India's northeast region. I'm your host Limpin Vishum and the highlights of today's program are: Prime Minister Narendra Modi gives thrust on development during his visit to Arunachal Pradesh. Assam hosts International Trade Fair to attract investment. Youth in Tripura benefit from skill development training. And Nagaland Festival showcases the rich culture of the Nagas in Mumbai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Arunachal Pradesh recently, where he laid focus on the massive potential for development in various sectors in the state and rest of Northeast. The Prime Minister, who attended the Statehood Day function of Arunachal Pradesh, highlighted the scope for growth in the state, besides inaugurating the first ever train to Delhi and a number of other projects. We have a report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was in Arunachal Pradesh to attend the state's 29th Foundation Day celebration, assured the people that they would witness much more progress in the coming 5 years. The event held at the Indira Gandhi Park in Itanagar was attended by Union Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu, Union Minister of State for Home Affairs Kiran Rijiju, Chief Minister Nabam Tuki and Governor Lieutenant General Nirbhay Sharma. The Prime Minister also inaugurated the Arunachal Festival, a 3-day-long event highlighting the colourful and varied culture of the state. Dance performances by various tribes were the major attraction.
मैं आज अरुणाचल के उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए, यहां के विकास के लिए और एक प्रकार से पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए अरुणाचल का विकास एक ग्रोथ इंजन बने, अरुणाचल इतनी तेजी से आगे बढ़े कि पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट को भी आगे बढ़ने की ताकत दे, क्योंकि भौगोलिक दृष्टि से अरुणाचल ये सबसे बड़ा प्रदेश है। यहां का जनसंख्या कम है, लेकिन ताकत बहुत है।
During his visit, the Prime Minister flagged off the first ever AC Express train from Naharlagun to New Delhi and the Naharlagun-Guwahati Intercity Express via remote control. The Naharlagun to Delhi air-conditioned weekly express train will complete the 2100-kilometer-long journey in 38 hours. This will hugely benefit the people as they can reach Delhi directly.
नॉर्थ ईस्ट के विकास में अगर सबसे बड़ी कोई बाधा रही है, वो बाधा रही है कनेक्टिविटी। रेल, रोड, एयर, ये कनेक्टिविटी जितनी बढ़ेगी उतनी इस क्षेत्र की ताकत राष्ट्र के विकास में काम आने वाली है। और एक प्रकार से आज अरुणाचल प्रदेश दिल्ली से जुड़ रहा है, ऐसा नहीं है। आज पूरा हिंदुस्तान अरुणाचल प्रदेश के साथ जुड़ रहा है, देश आपसे जुड़ रहा है। और मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, आने वाले दिनों में इस रेल यात्रा के कारण कितनी बड़ी मात्रा में यहां टूरिज्म बढ़ेगा, लोगों के लिए आने की सुविधा बढ़ेगी, लोग ट्रेनें भर भर करके आएंगे और यहां की खूबसूरत वादियां देखेंगे।
It's an endeavor of the central government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji to link all the rich state capitals of the northeastern states to each other. This is the plan which is going to be now successful in the next few years' time, which will bring in 54,000 crores of investment in 23 projects in the northeastern states. In fact, even in this year itself, 14-15, we'll be spending 5,500 crores on railway projects in northeastern states alone.
The residents of Arunachal Pradesh are happy with implementation of several development projects in the state.
This is a very good initiative for Arunachal Pradesh, and firstly because of the bottlenecks in communication and distance between the capital and Arunachal Pradesh, lots of development schemes could not be initiated properly in our state. But I think this railway will bring lots of changes in Arunachal Pradesh. It will not only help people travel easily, but also facilitate in production of goods and business, etc.
The Prime Minister also inaugurated the Itanagar water supply project and the 132 kilowatt Nirjuli-Chimpu transmission power line project. Emphasizing on the huge potential for growth in the state, the Prime Minister also appealed the people to cooperate in harnessing the massive hydropower potential so as to bring about progress.
हिमाचल प्रदेश ने हमारे देश में पानी में से बिजली में सफलतापूर्वक आगे बढ़ा, हिमाचल की आर्थिक स्थिति में बदलाव आया। ये ताकत आपके अंदर भी है। ये बात सही है। इस प्रकार के प्रोजेक्ट के लिए जिन लोगों को विस्थापित होना पड़ता है, जिन लोगों को नुकसान झेलना पड़ता है, उनके लिए पूरी व्यवस्था होनी चाहिए, उनको कोई तकलीफ नहीं होनी चाहिए। दोनों चीजों पर बल देना चाहिए। कोई गरीब से गरीब परिवार दुखी नहीं होना चाहिए, उनको कोई मुसीबत नहीं आनी चाहिए, पहले से अच्छी जिंदगी का अवसर मिलना चाहिए और दूसरी तरफ बिजली पैदा करने की दिशा में अरुणाचल प्रदेश ने आगे बढ़ना चाहिए।
Our state is endowed with unparalleled natural resources, 82% quality forest, huge potential in agriculture, horticulture, temperate and tropical, unique geology with high quality reserves of coal, oil, in addition to other minerals such as graphite, dolomite, etc. Matchless tourism potential, treasure house of rare medicinal plant. The perennial rivers of my state has earned our state the name hydropower capital of India. However, because of institutional bottlenecks, unfavorable policies, corporate procedure for clearances, and perceived low priority reason, these resources are yet to be sustainably harnessed.
While highlighting the various development schemes for the region, the Prime Minister also stressed on the need to tap into the potential of organic farming in the northeast. He announced that 18 new FM channels will be started in the region and the government will set up 6 new agricultural universities.
हम चाहते हैं कि पूरा नॉर्थ ईस्ट दुनिया के लिए ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग पाने का एक बहुत बड़ा कैपिटल बन जाए और दुनिया में जो भी लोग होलिस्टिक हेल्थ केयर में विश्वास करते हैं, वो ऑर्गेनिक चीजें पसंद करते हैं, वो यहाँ के फल हो, यहाँ का अनाज हो, ये ऑर्गेनिक चीजें उनको बाजार में मिलेगी, दुनिया आपके यहाँ आकर के खड़ी रह जाएगी माल खरीदने के लिए और रुपया डॉलर में जाएगा। मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं भाई, ये ताकत है नॉर्थ ईस्ट में और हम इसके लिए 6 एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटीज को चालू करने वाले हैं।
The northeast region has been lagging behind in socio-economic development owing to a prolonged period of insurgency. However, the centre is now giving a lot of priority to maintain peace and usher in all-around development in the region.
The changing scenario in the northeast is visible with the inflow of domestic and foreign investors into the region. In the recently held Assam International Trade Fair in Jorhat, neighbouring countries have shown great interest to boost trade ties with India's northeast region. Take a look.
Ambassadors of SAARC and ASEAN member countries shared the stage during the inauguration of week-long Assam International Trade and Industrial Fair in Jorhat. It reflects their interest to tap the untouched market in Northeast India. The mega event, inaugurated by Assam Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi, saw a participation of 300 exhibitors, including from SAARC and ASEAN countries. The fair was organized by the Department of Industry and Commerce, Government of Assam in association with Federation of Industry for Northeastern Region.
It will really give a big boost to business confidence. See, now we think, yes, we can do it. So this is something we needed. Vibrance is what we needed. So this will really give, and see synergies with across the board, the border countries. So that will, the opportunity will be there.
We are selling very reasonable price. We just came here. We're not here for like money. We're here just to represent our Thailand, just to represent about what is Thailand. So I hope people will be, people will get understand next time. We expect more business next year.
The fair exposed the latest technologies adopted by the industries and services sector nationally and internationally, besides exhibiting indigenous products and technology of the Northeast region. Various products like coir, jute, textiles, household and kitchen appliances, drugs and pharmaceuticals, electronics and engineering items were displayed at the fair. Participants from Afghanistan, Bhutan and Nepal were thrilled with their growing trade ties with India.
Very happy to be here in a partnership summit that not only connects all countries business-wise, but also in terms of people-to-people ties. And this is the third event in the last few months that I have attended. And I think this is going to go a long way in terms of connecting more people to business and trade, and also connecting us through cultures and just witnessing it.
I'm very happy being here. I do hope that this kind of program could enhance the development of Northeast India, and this development will definitely contribute of the development of Nepal also, because Northeast could be a bridge between SAARC and BIMSTEC, and as an active member of SAARC, we do hope that Nepal also will be benefited.
Having remained a victim of prolonged insurgency, the Northeast region is now looking for a transformation through trade and investment. Such fairs will help provide a bigger platform to the craftspersons and manufacturers from the region as well.
Let us now take a look at some of the events that made news in the Northeast recently.
People from Arunachal Pradesh living in capital New Delhi celebrated the 29th Foundation Day of the state on February 20th with much fervour. Union Minister of State for Home Affairs Kiren Rijiju, who hails from Arunachal Pradesh, hosted the Statehood Day celebration function at his residence. A large number of people from his native state residing in the city attended the event, which was marked by enthralling dance and music performances. Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore, was the chief guest at the event. The 4th Northeast Theatre Festival with the theme Bridging the Gap Through Culture was recently held at the NT Theatre Complex in Manipur. 5 local theatre groups and 3 from Tripura and Assam participated in the 8-day-long festival that aimed at fostering closer relationship among the northeastern states through cultural interaction. Bharat Lok Parv, a national festival, was organized by the Eastern Zonal Cultural Centre, Kolkata, at the Jawaharlal Nehru Manipuri Dance Academy Auditorium in Imphal. Artists from Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Orissa and Manipur enthralled the audience with their folk music and dances. The main purpose of the festival was to present the rich diversity of Indian culture and promote better understanding between the states so as to strengthen national integration. The event will be held in different parts of the country. 135th edition of Jorat Races 2015 was recently organized at Gymkhana Club. The heritage pony races are described as one of the oldest sporting events of Assam. The races were held to coincide with the Assam Tea Tourism Festival. More than 80 horses participated in 28 disciplines in a 3-day-long event. Beside pony races, car rally, tennis and dog show were also held during the event. Many aspirants for the singing reality show Indian Idol Junior Season 2 from Nagaland took part in the auditions for the show in Dimapur. The selected contestants will be sent to Guwahati for further auditions. The program aims to provide a bigger platform to young talents of the state between the age group of 5 to 15 years. The 15th edition of Dr. Kanti Mukherjee Memorial Invitation Hockey Tournament is being organized at the AstroTurf Hockey Stadium at Kuman Lampak Sports Complex in Imphal. Altogether, 8 local teams are contesting in this tournament, which began from 15th February and will end on 1st March. The 3 top winners and the best player will be awarded with cash and citations. A fully automatic modern rice mill was recently inaugurated in Tripura by Chief Minister Manik Sarkar. The biggest mill in the northeastern region, set up at East Champamura, 15 kilometers east of Agartala, has come up at a cost of Rs 16 crores invested by investors from outside the state. The mill has a capacity to crush 232 tons of paddy per day and produce 5 varieties of rice. Besides helping the farmers of the state, the mill will also provide employment to a large number of people.
Moving on, the northeastern states have been witnessing a rapid growth in rural and urban areas, especially with the implementation of several government-run schemes. Let's focus on the changing scenario in the region with our segment Ripples. Skill development programs are highly essential to enhance the productivity of the youth and make them employable. In Agartala, the IL&FS Institute of Skills has been conducting training programs in hospitality and tailoring that is benefiting a large number of youth in the state by providing them employment. We have a report.
Many of these students from the rural areas have come to develop skills at the IL&FS Institute of Skills at RK Nagar Industrial Growth Center in West Tripura district. Set up in 2007, it is a joint venture of National Skill Development Corporation and IL&FS, a group company of several nationalized banks. The institute has trained around 1,500 students in tailoring and hospitality sector. Having collaboration with companies in various sectors, the institute has helped in providing placements to its students within Tripura and in places like Bangalore, Chennai and Kerala.
In job sector also, we are getting very good positive response. In case of hospitality industries, like hotel industries, we have got job offers from 5-star hotels like JW Marriott, ITC Group, then even 4-star hotels also, and a lot of these placements are happening through interviews done through Skype. And our young boys and girls which have come from very rural areas, if you look at them, they are well dressed now. They are more confident in last 3 months of training.
मैं यहाँ पर आके IL&FS में ट्रेनिंग किया और ट्रेनिंग किया 3 months के लिए और हॉस्पिटलिटी का और ट्रेनिंग का एग्ज़ाम हुआ मेरा एग्ज़ाम हुआ वो मेरी जॉब भी लग गया मैं बेंगलुरु में 3-star होटल में.
The institute is bridging the demand-supply gap by training youth under its skill programs for inclusive growth and has a target of covering 4 million people by 2022. The training period is of 3 months, during which the trainees receive a stipend other than free hostel facility. Besides classroom lectures, focus is given on practical training to develop self-confidence in the trainees and prepare them for the competitive market. This is also advantageous for the employers who can now hire skilled manpower.
সেলাই মেশিনের কাজ শেখানো হয় 3 মাস ধরে তারপরে আমরা এই কাজ শিক্ষা সেটা বাইরে যাব ব্যাঙ্গালোর গিয়ে সেটা ওখানে কাজ করব ফ্যাক্টরিতে কাজ করলে আমার সংসারে টাকা উপার্জন হবে সংসার সুন্দরভাবে চলবে
আর বাইরে না
গেলেও বাড়িতে আমি দোকান দিয়ে কাজ করতে পারবো এবং
লাঞ্জরা পরীক্ষা গান বন্ধু বড় খাইনানি ফ্যামিলি গান বড় সেলাই মেশিন শিখা গায়াबो मगैनि खायदो माने कोर्स पाके हंके बेंगलोर थानाय आम बरे साकिरि रखायनाय
Skill development program in the Northeast helps the youngsters to earn a decent livelihood and prevent them from taking up any unlawful activity. It also gives a boost to the state's economy.
A large number of people from the Northeast live in metropolitan cities across the country. In Mumbai, there exists a significant population of Nagas, and they recently organized an event to showcase their culture and traditions. Take a look.
Come and experience Nagaland was the theme of a one-day-long Nagaland festival held at Mumbai University in the Tinsel town. It not only brought together the Nagas living in Mumbai city, but gave the locals a chance to know about Nagas' way of life. Inaugurated by Nagaland Governor Padmanabha Balkrishna Acharya, a short film was also screened during the event about the Naga community in Mumbai and interfaith marriages. The event was organized by the Nagaland Welfare Association Mumbai and Indian National Fellowship Center.
ये पहली बार फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इतनी बड़ी संख्या में नागालैंड के विद्यार्थी नागालैंड के जो यहाँ पर व्यवसाय की दृष्टि से एम्प्लॉयमेंट की दृष्टि से एजुकेशन की दृष्टि से यहाँ पर आके बसे हुए लोग हैं उन सब ने एक मौका ढूंढ के आज का दिन यहाँ पर जो उपस्थित रहे और कुछ समय के कुछ दिनों का कोशिश से जितना सुंदर कार्यक्रम लिया जिन्होंने देखा नहीं they missed it. It was such a wonderful feast.
Various stalls were also put up displaying a variety of Naga jewelries, headgears, swords and shawl. Young boys and girls walked the ramp and showcased the colorful traditional attires of Tangkhul Naga. Tangkhul Naga students also enthralled the audience with their performance of traditional dances.
Interesting, and I get to see, my people, people from my community and from my hometown. So I'm glad to be here.
Well, it's very interesting. We all had something to offer. We practiced a lot just for this special occasion, and today we showed our traditional dance that is very important to preserve our culture.
Such events promote a sense of belonging among people living far away from their home and also bridge the gap between the Northeast and the rest of the country. It also helps promote national integration.
With that, we have come to the end of this episode of Roving Report. Do connect with us through our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at AnyIndia_ANI. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to get latest news updates from the Northeast. I'm your host Limpim signing off. Goodbye and take care.